Hello, everyone, and welcome to a very telepathic episode of the Weekend Superheroes Podcast. Today is March 10th, 2018. I'm Sean. Sitting with me always is Darius, Pat, and Steve. How are you guys today?
A little drunk.
Doing great.
Right?
You said that last time, I think.
I'm always a little drunk.
Yeah. All right, shameless plug. Steve, who'd we talk to last time?
We talked to P Cubed, the Pittsburgh premier poet, Billy Nardozzi.
It was awesome.
Nice math joke.
So wait, why does he get to have? He has PPP. Why can't we have the hello, hello, hello?
Sorry, it doesn't work like that. But today, we're talking about telepathy. That's right, we're talking about reading people's minds. Now, even though we do a lot of research on the episode topics, we only touch on a fraction of the realities of what we're actually talking about on here. So today, we decided to add a real superhero to the crew today. Our guest tonight freaks me the fuck out. He has proven his creative talent in the mind reading and human lie detection, entertaining audiences for almost 20 years. His unusual talent of reading people's thoughts has piqued the curiosity of many and also has us very afraid to even look him in the eye. Please welcome live in studio, modern-day mind reader, Adam Hince.
Hello.
Shout out.
Welcome.
Adam, how are you today?
Good. I'm doing good. Thanks, Sean.
Thank you for... Are you reading my mind right now?
I'm trying to avoid it.
You don't want to get in there.
I'm undressing you in my mind. Does that count?
All right, we're going to get back to Adam, but today, let's talk about telepathy. So telepathy is a transmission of information from one person to another without using any of our known sensory channels or physical interaction. There are a lot of variations, but they all involve subject B receiving a thought or an image from subject A. Now, extrasensory abilities have been part of our culture since ancient times, and now we see it in movies and TV, everywhere from Back to the Future, where he put that, Doc Brown put that thing on his forehead.
Do you think the ancient Greeks used it?
We're going to bring it.
That's actually where it started. Telepathy is actually a Greek word.
But it turns out people actually want it.
According to the mayor's poll taken among U.S. residents in 2010, 10% wanted invisibility. 11 wished they could teleport. 16% would love to fly, and 28% reported that they would like the ability to read people's minds.
Right.
I definitely would want to fly.
You want to fly?
Yeah.
What do you want?
I fly invisibly.
I'd like to teleport.
Really?
I would like to leave work.
Actually, you
and
know
just-
what? Yeah.
Yeah, that would get rid of
That's
your
actually
park-
better than flying.
that'd get
Adam,
rid of your
can we
parkway
even ask you?
Fly, believe it or not. But I'm stuck with this mind reading thing. It's a cross I have to bear.
You asked someone that actually has one of those abilities.
Yes. So the first concept of telepathy in Western civilization can be tracked all the way back to the 19th century. At that time, physical science was making advancements, so we needed something to support the mental or even the paranormal phenomenons as well. Seances and palm readings became huge, but people were claiming that they were hoodwinked and scams and such. Thus, 1882 in London came the advent of the Society for Psychical Research. Yes, I said that right. SPR,
Are you sure?
Yes. SPR's founder, Frederick W.H. Myers, actually coined the phrase telepathy. Now, SPR was tasked with investigating instances where one or more people claimed to be telepathic or a psychic medium. It seems that just as they got close to proving it actually existed, it was always explained. The subjects knew each other too well, or they were giving each other signals. They were picking up micro muscle movements. People were being caught red-handed. Crazy story. Woman born in 1888 by the name of Mina Crandon.
Yeah, Mina Crandon. She was a well-known telepath and psychic medium in the 1920s and 30s. She claimed she could channel her dead brother, Walter.
That's right.
A.k.a. Walt. Mina had famous supporters such as Sir Arthur Conan Doyle.
And who was he?
That's the guy that wrote Sherlock Holmes.
Sure did.
Wow.
Yeah,
How
true
about
story.
that shit? She became so popular that her prayers were read by the U.S. Army. And on July 23rd, 1924, her name was submitted as a candidate for a prize offered by Scientific American magazine to any medium who could demonstrate telekinetic ability.
That's right, Steve. And she would have had it, too, if it weren't for one minor
If it weren't for
issue.
those meddling kids.
The Scientific American Prize Committee consisted of a professor of psychology at Harvard, a couple of researchers, a dude who would eventually introduce Technicolor to film, and, oh yeah,
Professor Xavier.
I knew at some point he was going to come up.
Harry Houdini, the famous professional magician, of course, escape artist. Now, Houdini attended her seances, and after each one could tell exactly how she did it. Her supporters still said she was genuine. Houdini added another member to the Scientific American and said, you know what, lock her up in a box, and let's see if she can ring that bell. That was her big thing. She could ring the bell and channel her dead brother and ring the bell. But, of course, after so many times, they locked her up completely.
And
she
she
couldn't
died.
ring the bell. She didn't win the prize. Sorry. Oh, and Mina Crandon, her psychic medium name. Any guesses? Any guesses? Don't say Professor X again.
No. I was
Large
gonna say
Marge.
I was gonna
Marjorie.
I was going to say Miss
Marjorie.
Cleo.
Really?
Wow. Mind reader.
Nope, just a drunk savant.
I was actually going to say Miss Cleo, but
Call me now.
Cleo.
So fun fact, there was another guy who tried calling Marjorie out on her bullshit, a guy named J.B. Ryan. He was a botanist who founded parapsychology in the first place. He was one to observe that she kicked out megaphone in order to give the impression it was levitating. He told this to the SPR that we just talked about, and they rejected his theory. They rejected his theory completely. So he said, fuck off, and he published her as a fraud in Journal of Abnormal Social Psychology. In response, her boy, Arthur Conan Doyle, published an article in the Boston newspaper titled, J.B. Ryan is an ass.
wow.
Yeah.
Like that's straight up the title?
Right.
Yeah, that's
That was
right.
the Sherlock Holmes guy.
Yeah, it's actually part of the Sherlock Holmes anthology.
So in 1930s, J.B. Ryan teamed up with a psychologist named Carl Zenner.
To prove he wasn't an ass.
Exactly. To come up with real tests to prove or disprove ESP. They devised a deck of card symbols that were used by Ryan in early ESP tests.
I see Adam go into his bag here.
He has them right there.
Oh my God!
There they are.
You actually have.
I don't know, a couple of wavy lines
Zenner cards, and where did you see this before, Pat?
in Ghostbusters.
And the exactly
shit,
the,
yeah.
the
Wow.
opening.
you're a real psychic phenomenon.
The opening of Ghostbusters, minus, of course, the testing. He said that he was testing for the negative reinforcement effect of ESP ability, but he was really just trying to sleep with the other sexy participant.
Dr.
Right.
So clever.
Anyway, let's fast forward to about the 1950s.
Yeah, so everyone's favorite agency, the Central Intelligence Agency, had a little project they like to call MK Ultra, also known as the CIA mind control program. So when you hear the crazy folks talking about the CIA giving people LSD, yeah, that happened.
Yeah.
So it was basically a program where they experimented on humans with the intent to identify and develop drugs and procedures used in interrogation and torture. So what was fucked up about it was that people didn't know they were part of it. And there was actually over 80 institutions involved, including colleges, hospitals, and things, but it was all set up through front companies.
So this wasn't a volunteer thing. These people,
Oh, no, these people had no idea what was going on, including the companies that they were working with. So it was actually busted in 1975. The Church Committee investigated CIA activity within the U.S., but unfortunately, they couldn't really do too much research into MK Ultra because all the files were destroyed in 1973 on the order of the CIA director Richard Helms. Convenient, not?
wow.
But yeah, you've actually probably heard about this program in some pop culture. So the movie Conspiracy Theory with Mel Gibson, he was a test subject of MK Ultra. The Jason Bourne books are all based on MK Ultra techniques. Stranger Things, everyone loves that one, right?
I was just thinking that in the back of my
Yeah.
head.
So Dr. Martin Brenner was involved in MK Ultra, and 11 is actually the daughter of an MK Ultra test subject.
This is crazy.
Yeah, and the Stephen King book and movie Firestarter is based on a fictional version of MK Ultra.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
That's a lot of shit.
So both the United States and Russian governments have invested decades and billions of dollars into psychic and telepathic research. It even caused a rift between the CIA department and the Defense Department, and the experiments have never stopped. Your brain is constantly sending signals to your body. Why can't we recognize a pattern and figure out a consistent decode method? Well, in 2014, we did. Subject A, Dr. Alejandro Riera in India, and Subject B, Dr. Michael Berg in France, successfully transmitted the words hola and ciao in a computer-assisted brain-to-brain transmission.
So brain to brain I am.
It says, how do you ask? By using internet-linked EEG and robot-assisted image-guided transcranial magnetic stimulation.
Holy
What
shit.
the hell?
And that's our show, guys. Thank you. Yeah. Let's bring in the outro music.
I think I actually picked up about a gross of those at Costco the other day.
Was there a niner in there?
I'm very impressed.
Oh, yeah.
You read that very
Although,
well.
what does EEG stand for, Sean?
It stands for, I crossed it out. You made me cross it out.
Electroencephalography. encephalogram.
Yeah, that's what
Oh,
he
you
said.
didn't want to go for that one.
You,
No,
you didn't want him reading that.
You were
huh?
like,
gonna
you
do
were
it.
going to be like electrosnuffleupagus.
But nobody can see him except for Big Bird.
Honestly, I tried
you can
reading.
see him now.
I tried reading about this.
Everybody can see him.
Everyone, hold on. This is big news.
Yeah, everyone can see
Everyone can see
Snuffleupagus
Snuffy
now.
now.
Yeah, he's not just
Big Bird.
No, yeah, they changed it. It's like Cookie Monster. Only sometimes eat cookies now.
Cookies are sometimes food.
It's garbage. That was
That was
perfect.
super impressive.
Anyway.
So honestly, guys, I tried reading about this, and my brain just literally started oozing out of my ears. I can't even begin to understand it, much less explain it. But if you get a chance, look it up. It's absolutely crazy. And speaking of crazy, how are you, Adam?
Doing fine.
How's the beer? You like?
Fantastic.
And you're drinking the what? This is from Brew Gentlemen. What is it?
This is the deep breakfast.
Deep
it's
breakfast.
a milk stout.
It's
Milk
very
stout.
delicious.
It is good.
It's
Have you-
fantastic, yeah.
Did you take a sip of mine, or have you had it
I've
before?
had it before. Yeah. I was actually just.
No, he had to take a sip to check the roofie level.
So, Adam, just so you know, I took a few shots of whiskey before, so my thoughts would just be blurry to you. I really want to challenge you today.
No, your vision is blurry.
So you're reading.
Yeah. That only affects you. It doesn't affect anybody else.
So I want to get to you. So I read that you were a human lie detector. Can you tell me about that?
Yeah, so I should say that all this stuff is super fascinating. All the background that you said is spot on. I find it really interesting as well. I don't know for sure if I can do any of this stuff, so that's why I have tried to cultivate these skills that would allow me to, at least start to poke into this, make a foray into this. So I'm able to try to utilize skills like lie detection in order to understand the way people will think, and then from there I can also work out the next thing that they're ultimately thinking of. So it's all about like getting on the right train of thought, if you think about that, and then you can visualize where the track is going. So human lie detection is spot on a way that I can start on figuring out that train of thought.
So are you able to turn this off, or are you just constantly studying people like all the time?
Yeah, you're spot on. I do have a hard time being able to turn it off. I'm always trying to figure out what's going on between
Just
the
kind
ears.
of like
Yeah.
sit back and enjoy yourself, but you're constantly doing that. Like,
All right.
Yeah,
So
this stuff helps.
Yeah.
So,
Oh,
so
yeah,
hold on.
yeah, definitely.
Follow up question. I did notice a wedding ring. How does your spouse feel about that?
Do you
Yeah,
have any
that's-
friends anymore?
Yeah. My wife, we've been together a long time. We're high school sweethearts, so she's about the only person that can put up with me.
So you
I
locked
do
that
have
one
to,
up.
Yeah, I do. I do have to turn this off for that. She's my sort of my test subject if I'm trying to think of something new that I want to, use in a performance or something like that. She's the one who often tests that out, and she'll tell me whether or not it sucks. She's the the toughest critic, so I know that if it can pass the Allison wife test, it's ready for prime time.
are you
Shout out to Allison White.
are you able to avoid fights that way?
He sees them coming.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can try to diffuse the situation with that, but sometimes it's
Sneaks up on you. It's,
yeah.
yeah.
Sometimes it needs to happen, right?
Yeah, that's true.
It's healthy to a degree to make sure that you're going through that conflict resolution.
But when you already know it's coming, sounds like you have the upper hand.
Well, you can
you're
really
just
pick
like,
his battles.
You're like, oh no, yeah, here it comes.
if there's one person that doesn't fall for the tricks all the time, it's Allison. She's been
Shout out
Fair.
Allison Wife.
Shout out.
Yeah.
Too bad.
All right. So tell us honestly, did you look up any of us on social media before you came here today?
I did not. I was telling Sean before, he did friend me on Facebook. I didn't reach out. I haven't looked up anybody else. I almost did not accept the friend request, but then I thought it would be weird if I just
Super
let,
rude. Yeah.
Yeah.
and he'd be like, "Who is this?"
I've been trying to unfriend Sean for years.
Yeah. It's hard to do.
I just want to be your friend. Is that so bad?
Yeah, no, and
Yes, it is.
I want. I
it
want.
is.
I want to.
I'm surprised.
I just want to sleep at your house. Can I sleep at your house?
Hey, is Billy still here, by the way? Did he kick him out?
Maybe you should let Allison know that you got a new roommate.
We'll run that. We'll run that by the way.
Okay, I think we're all out of questions here. We're gonna let you do your thing.
Okay.
So where do you want to start?
So you asked about the human lie detection over
did.
here, and I do want to start with that kind of thing as a warm up. That helps me get to seeing the way you guys will think, and it also gets you used to letting me in and crawling around your minds a little bit, which is
That doesn't sound creepy at
yeah,
all.
no, it's not as creepy as you think.
Okay.
Except it entirely is. Yeah.
I have an uncle just like you.
So the way I would get to know any of you would be probably the same way you would get to know anybody, and that would be, maybe Pat will take you out to a nice steak or seafood dinner, and
That would be
I'll
nice,
try my hardest
Damn.
to be charming, and
Are you trying to be my friend or try to get me in bed? Because frankly, I'll do either after a good steak dinner.
we'll just see what happens. No, but the actual way that I want to get to know you is through a classic game. Actually, all of you here is the classic game that's called, it's an icebreaker type game that's called Two Lies and a Truth. And so what we'll do is they actually make a game that has cards for this, and it helps you come up with really, sort of interesting ones that you might not otherwise think about. That way they're a little more off the wall. So go ahead and do that. Have you found two lies to go with your truth yet, Pat?
Yeah.
Okay. So what I want you to do is you're going to try to hide the truth amongst two of the lies, and I'm going to see if I can work out which one is the truth, okay?
Okay.
So go ahead and in whatever order you want, go ahead and say them out, and I'm going to see what I can pick up on.
Okay. Have a tribal tattoo.
Have a tribal tattoo, okay?
Am a Pisces.
Am a Pisces, okay?
Have broken my arm twice.
Have broken my arm twice. Okay, so have a tribal tattoo. Have broken my arm twice, and what was the other one?
Am a Pisces.
Am a Pisces. Okay. And I'm trying to think about the order that you said them was have a tribal tattoo, am a Pisces, and have broken my arm twice. I feel like you probably, Pat, I feel like you're like a complete scumbag liar. You live to tell
I
a
agree.
juicy tale and a yarn, which is why you led with a lie. You don't have a tribal tattoo, and you probably sort of insulated that truth between another lie. So I would say that you are a Pisces, you don't have a tribal tattoo, and you have not broken your arm twice. Am I right?
You are correct.
That's-
All right,
Okay.
that's 1 for 1.
Okay.
And
Yeah, right.
you were actually, to be honest with you, an admirable foe.
I'm a good
You were
liar.
a good liar. In fact, I think it might be fun to perhaps challenge you. We'll compete to work out the lies of the other three
Sure, why
players here.
not?
Yeah,
All
so that
right.
could be fun. Sean, you're going to do the same thing: 2 lies and a truth, and put it wherever you want. And we're gonna, each of us will try to work out which is the truth.
Sounds good.
All right.
Okay.
First one.
I have been to Vegas. I can play a guitar behind my back, and I used to dress like my idol.
All right, so I've been to Vegas. I can play guitar behind my back. And then what was the idol one?
I used to dress like my idol.
I used to dress like my idol.
Idol, huh?
You've never
right.
dressed like me before,
Was it-
so I don't know if that's true or
Was
not.
it Billy Idol?
I can't fit in your shirt, Steve.
So
It fit, but it might want to
you
be
can
on
either
my
write.
sleeve.
Do you want to write down like a couple keywords from it, or the which number it was in there?
I wrote down some keywords.
Okay, I'm gonna go with I think. You wanna save them or you wanna reveal them now? Let's reveal them now. All
Do
right.
Each one? Okay.
Yeah. You wanna go first or second?
Doesn't matter.
Okay. I think that the truth. Well, let's see. I think that the truth was that you can play the guitar behind your back.
I can. That's the truth.
What'd you get?
Same thing. But I knew,
All right.
I knew that one.
All right. So,
Wow.
I've
All
seen,
right,
I've
2
seen
for
him,
2.
I've seen him do it.
Damn.
I actually didn't think that was the one. I was like,
Which one
We
is
should
he
become
going
better
for?
friends,
what's
Steve.
the other one?
Idol, or you probably thought the Vegas. thing.
Been
I
to
thought,
Vegas.
yeah,
Been to
I was like,
Vegas.
he's probably been to Vegas.
Never been to Vegas.
Really?
Great time.
Yeah.
I
Never
thought you would have been there by now.
I would be still living there.
All right.
Looks like
He'd be
Darius is
dead
up.
if he'd been to
Darius.
Vegas.
Okay.
All right.
Darius. First one, please.
My favorite color is blue.
My favorite color is blue. Okay.
My favorite color is white.
My favorite color is white.
My favorite color is yellow.
My favorite color is yellow.
Wow, you're really focusing on the color
Well,
thing,
well,
huh?
you've hit all the races.
What
That's
is
great.
this, Darius? Why do you got to focus on color?
So I gotta cut you off. You seem like a super honest guy, Darius. I would say that you are a straight shooter. I could tell it was really hard for you actually to even come up to even verbalize the lies. You seem like a super honest guy, and in fact, I can't help myself but point out how obvious it was to me that you put the truth right at the beginning, and then you like squeezed out and had to like really it was like twisting your arm to tell the lies at the end.
Can I also point out that he's wearing blue headphones, wearing a blue
Yeah, the
shirt?
colors. Yeah. And I.
And blue jeans.
Oh yeah, blue.
His shoes
So
are
it,
blue.
so it didn't take a mind reader to know that the color blue, for that reason. That's a great point about the using your observation, and that's the color blue was right on the truth. Is that right?
Yep, that is right.
And I didn't. I apologize. I didn't even give you a chance on that one. You may have written it down.
Well,
or
yeah, what
figured
were we
it
gonna
out.
write?
Blue, like
Blue.
What's that?
Yeah.
Eiffel 65. I'm blue.
Yeah, that's another
I'm
song
blue,
too.
down dee da.
So for the last one, maybe let's switch it up a little bit. I sort of took the stage, and I know you had a chance to write it down. You made the perfect comment about him being all blue, which is tremendous. But for the last one, we're gonna let you take the center stage and try to work out
Okay.
this. I'm gonna give you one bit of advice. though.
Okay.
Just like we've been doing, let him read all three of them, and then before you commit. Okay. So Steve, you're up.
Okay.
For the last three, I'm gonna listen, but I'm not actually going to. I'm not gonna participate.
All right, ready?
I'm crawling inside your head. Go ahead.
I like it. I have been to New York. I'm a Libra, and I have movie posters on my walls.
All right. Now
He did it smart. He was the only one who didn't actually read off the card.
that was it was really difficult. So I'll give you a couple more pointers if you want. So let me see. You said what was it again?
I've been to New York. I'm a Libra, and I have movie posters on my walls.
Interesting. All right. So do you feel enough that you could make a commitment on one of those?
I think so.
Okay. What are you thinking?
You have movie posters on your walls.
Before you go, I think there was a time when you had movie posters on your walls, which is tricky, right? I don't want to call you out to say that, but I think you probably did that on purpose. I think you probably had movie posters on your walls, but you actually are a Libra.
I am a Libra.
So that it was very close, and I think he did pull one over on you on that one because he picked something that was not currently true. But yeah, but that was a great effort, and so I do want to keep it going. But I don't want to use cards for the purpose of being like a card trick. But I do like the fact that there are 52 different options, symbols, things that we can think of, and it really does lend itself nicely to that. So I'll try here. We'll start with Sean. I want you to, and in fact, we're not even going to start with a deck of cards. I want you to create a card in your mind that's unique to you. And here's how I want to walk you through this. We'll start with the suit. And if you would consider yourself to be an outgoing or like a bubbly type personality, I want you to pick a club. If you would consider yourself to be more of a romantic or a dreamer, you would obviously pick a heart. If you would say that you're more mysterious and enigmatic, you would pick a spade. And if you would say that you're more like intellectual and sharp-witted, pick a diamond, okay? So I can go through those again, or if you've already figured out which one best suits you, you can commit in your mind to that suit.
I'm committed.
Got one. All right.
Yeah, your fiance's right over there.
Which one? I just
Yes.
Billy.
All right. So we're going to give you a value, or you're going to create a value to go with that based on your personality as well. So if you would, let's do this based on sort of almost like confidence level. So if you would say that you're like more meek and you don't really, you're more reserved-ish, go ahead and pick like something along an ace to a 4. If you would say you're just sort of, sometimes you feel it, other times you're, more likely to sit back and take it all in, I want you to pick something mid-range, 5 to 9 or something like that. And then if you were like exude confidence, you like know what you want and you're ready to take it, pick any of the higher values, 10, Jack, Queen, King, whichever you'd like. Okay?
I'm locked in.
All right. Go ahead and commit yourself because we're going to go ahead and take that deck and remove the card that you thought of.
Okay.
And because it's going to be a little while till we come back to it, okay? So go ahead. Once you do that, pull out the card. Go ahead and just put it down. And I'll take the rest of the deck back. All right. I want to have a couple of them chosen at random as well. So here's what we'll do. Darius, I'm going to just go like this, and you say stop whenever you'd like.
Stop.
All right. Go ahead and take yours for me, sir. And we'll start with that. I want you to take a look at your card. All right. Random card. So this is obviously different than the way Sean shows his card. You didn't know you were going to get this card before, but I want you to, for me, just say out loud the 4 suits. And make sure you say it into the mic there. Yeah.
Heart, club, diamonds. What's the other one?
Spades.
Spades. Just kidding. Spades.
So here's
Heart, club, diamonds, spades.
I'm sorry. I don't even know what
Stars,
to say.
horseshoes, clovers. and
That's perfect.
I did that on purpose.
You could be right. You could be totally trying to psych me out. But here's the thing. I know that it wasn't a spade. Because
And we know you're not that smart.
What was the giveaway on that?
What's the one that looks like a
I know.
shovel?
I'm going to take what you can give me, obviously. So we can rule out spade, and you said club, heart, diamond, and then you thought spade. So I know it's not that. You also, so here's the thing. If I was going to try to analyze this, I would say there was a slight pause. Did you notice it? He went club, heart, diamond, spade. I'm going to say it was probably a diamond. You don't have to tell me whether or not I'm right yet, but I do think it was a diamond. Now what I want you to do is out loud, I want you to say the values. Start at ace as if it's 1 and go 2, 3, 4, up all the way up to Jack, Queen, King, okay?
Ace, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Jack, Queen, King, Ace.
I forgot a 10.
So I know it's not the 10.
Darius, you're a
Did little
nightmare.
drinking
No, Darius is the perfect subject.
Because he has the IQ of a large carrot.
Oh, man. This is why I don't drink before these things.
I would
I think
encourage
Darius's
it.
favorite
Yeah.
number is also blue.
So I know it wasn't a 10. This is the first time that has ever happened. I can't even compose myself.
Wait, where somebody forgot the suit and a number, or just
You. But here's the thing that's crazy. You had the same tell when you did the values as you had that I'm reading from the suits. You paused as well between 8 and 9. I would say that you probably chose the 9 of diamonds is what I'm picking up on. If that's what, if I'm reading you correctly. Can you flip it over? Is it right?
it is?
Yep, that's it.
Nine of diamonds.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
All right.
Why?
He was trying.
How?
He was trying so hard to not focus on the 9 that he forgot 10 completely.
That's what I thought you were gonna say.
All right.
Darius speed bump.
That was
Steve,
good.
we'll do a random one too. Go ahead and say stop.
Stop.
All right. Go ahead and take that.
For the record, I know you guys can't see it at home. He is just flipping through these cards
Oh, yes. I should say that.
from one hand to the other. It is
Just a random.
absolutely random. He is stopping. This is
Like,
not.
from the deck of cards above one hand.
This is
down.
not a magician's push. This is for real. He is stopping whenever we say to say stop.
Yeah, and you can get a different one if you want. If you
Yeah.
feel like it was not a fair choice.
No,
either
yeah,
way.
I'm good.
Okay, so try to learn from Darius. And
So there's 4 suits.
4 suits.
4 suits.
Count to 10, you're already better.
And 32 numbers. It's the 32 of donkeys.
Oh, man.
Donkeys.
Uh-oh. Hey, this is 2 podcasts in a row. I broke Steve again.
All right,
I miss doing this.
and you were really challenging on the last one with the lies, so this will be a good one. So
Okay.
let's start with the suits. Go ahead and say them out loud for
All
me,
right.
the 4 suits in whatever order you'd like.
Okay, hearts, diamonds, spades, clubs.
Did you hear that, Darius? Did you hear all those?
Very easy.
Yes, I heard all 4 of them.
I want you to sort of think through those in your mind. Just start cycling through them. Keep going. Stop there.
All right.
You're not thinking of the one that matches your card right now, are you?
No.
No. it the same color as the suit?
Uh-uh.
Because is it the spade now that you're thinking of? Or? Okay.
He shook his
Change
head
one
no
more
for
time.
everyone listening.
One more time. Now it's the suit.
Yep.
And it's the diamond. Yeah?
On my card, or that I'm thinking.
Both.
They were opposite that I was thinking.
So you were thinking of the heart, but your card is the diamond.
Yes.
He just set you up.
Oh man, he is living rent free inside your head.
Just walking around, kicking down shit, spray painting everywhere.
You're never gonna get the deposit back.
Now there's a common, I'll just call it a mind trick, but where they say try not to think of a pink elephant, right? And it's impossible. You can't not think of a pink elephant if I tell you not to think of a pink elephant. You're thinking of a pink elephant now. Yeah. But if I were to say don't think of the card that you just chose, it's impossible for you to not think of the two of diamonds.
Oh my!
Mic drop.
Wow, mic drop.
God. We're probably have to cut that mic drop out. It was the two of diamonds, wasn't it, Steve?
Oh, unbelievable.
How?
So that's two
And
for
he
two.
didn't give a giveaway like I did.
Adam.
I still can't believe it's not the 32 of donkeys.
Adam. Adam.
I don't like this.
Sean,
This will be the last time you come here.
I was hoping to get invited back.
It doesn't matter because he's getting in somehow anyway.
He already knows my garage code.
I was gonna say, just for the record, you did invite the last guest to move
Yeah,
in.
you're gonna have to kick Billy out.
Okay.
All right. So that was very different than the way you chose a card. This was random, and I was trying to get a read on each of them based on the way that they, things that they said and the way that I know that people typically think. I was able to apply that here, to read them. For you, Sean, I have to get to know you as a person and then see if I can work backwards to what I think, if I were you, you would have chosen as the card, right?
Okay, yeah.
Because your card was not random. This card, it's you in the form of a card, right? Yeah. I'll be very honest.
There's a joker in there?
There's a midnight toker. So here's the thing. I do know a couple things here out of the gate, and the people that are already trying to work this out are already thinking. So I know it's not the 9 of diamonds because that was obviously Darius' card
out of the deck, yeah.
and it's not the 2 of diamonds. So
yeah.
If I was a betting man, I would know that it's not one of those, and it's probably not even one of those suits. But I don't want to go there yet. I want to take this a step further, because in order for me to get to know, in order for me to understand who you are today, that obviously shaped you as as the sum total, the aggregate of all your experiences in life. And if you think back to those experiences, those are memories, right? So I want you to think of some memories also based on the card. So for instance, if you chose a spade, I want you to think of your favorite vacation. If you chose a heart, I want you to think of your first kiss, okay? If you were thinking of a club, think of the first time you rode a bike. If you were thinking of a diamond, I want you to your favorite childhood memory, just a random one, okay? So go ahead and think of a memory now, and
remember, he can see it.
So not the one of my mom walking in on me, and we should take that
Not
one
you
out.
in the couch.
We'll take that out of the repertoire. Okay.
all right. So think about
Okay, I got it.
All right, think about that. I'm going to see if what I can pick up on here. Imagine the feelings that you had associated with that. I'm feeling right now a sense of excitement, and I'm going to tell you also, try to maintain a poker face, as it were, because if you start to let on to things, I'm going to also be able to immediately jump to the rest of the things. So the rest of the things you're ultimately thinking of and who you are and what that made, what that, made you who you are today. So think about the feelings, think about your surroundings. There's another person there in your memory clearly here. So that could be a number of things. It could be your first kiss, but I don't get that sense of a relationship. This is actually is this your father, mother? This is one of your parents' father. gosh, I would say that this is actually the first time you learned to ride a bike, because I'm feeling like the sense of exhilaration. So obviously
Into the mic.
you're a person that is outgoing and bubbly, and obviously that makes sense because you're sort of a ringleader of a bunch of superheroes here on a podcast. So I wouldn't. It doesn't take a mind reader to know that you are outgoing and bubbly, and I would say you are the kind of person that does have a strong amount of confidence. I would say you're probably it's probably between a jack or a 10 of clubs, but I would say you probably, if I know you like I think I'm knowing you, it's the 10 of clubs.
It's a 10 of clubs.
Oh, my God. Get out of here.
It's
You got to be kidding me.
10 of clubs. Adam, there is no way.
He even knew what your memory was.
Unbelievable.
With who?
There's my dad.
Who's your dad? Yeah.
Who's my dad?
That's messed up.
Told you he could say it.
Adam.
Yeah.
I don't want to sit next to him anymore.
Right. I
Adam.
know it's weird. It's weird.
This isn't okay, Adam. This isn't just weird. This is a problem. This is a problem.
You.
Thank
Unbelievable.
you. So I do want to try a couple things that we can make sure that are going out, and that the people that are listening at home,
Deal
or
with this,
whether they're
right?
driving, or whether they're at work listening to the podcast, I want to try some things that will actually connect with all of them, including you guys. So here's what I want to do, and I want to try to sync things up. I want to try to sync up with everyone here to make sure that we sync up with everyone here and those that are listening. I'm gonna try to connect with those across time and space, right? So this is like a fourth dimension.
Across time and space
Yes,
now.
Well, yes, because I'm going to connect with people that are not here with us in the room, in the studio here, and actually try to connect with people that are listening.
Wow.
2 weeks from now, 10 years from now. So here's the deal. I want you guys to. This would be. I want to try this with your hands as well. And if you're driving, either pause this or. Just listen and don't participate. But if you're driving, don't do this. If you are at home or at work, go ahead and do this because you'll need both your hands free to do this. I want you to start. You're going to make a fist with one hand. In fact, if you are left-handed, I want you to close your left fist. If you're right-handed, close your right fist, and your other hand would be open. Okay? And in fact, here in the studio, guys, I want you to do this sort of under the table or behind your back because I don't want to even see what you're going to be doing here. So now,
Sean, that's my leg.
when you close one hand, so if your left hand is open, when you would close your right hand, you would open your left hand. So what you're sort of going to be doing is switching them back and forth. When one hand closes, I want you to open the other one. So each time you switch, you're going to be closing one, opening the other, and so you can sort of switch back and forth between making the right fist and then opening the right fist and closing the left. And I want you to go ahead and start doing that now here in the studio, guys. And if you're listening at home or at work, go ahead and do that as well. Keep switching. And I want to have you guys start to stop, but let's do this let's try to make this random, and then I'm going to see if I can sort through the chaos and if we can get to a sense of order from that. So if you were born in the first half of the year, say before June, I want you to stop switching now. If you are a female, I want you to stop switching now. And if you, and obviously that's not for any of you guys, that's for anybody listening at home. And then if you have not yet stopped, I want you to stop switching now. Okay. We're starting to sync up actually, but we're not quite there yet. And I sense there are some people that are still not synced up. So I want you to switch based on, think of your first name. And I want you to start switching, spell out your first name, and switch one time for each letter. Okay? So go ahead and do that now. Different people have different names, so if your name's Alexander, it's going to take you longer than if your name's Ed. So we'll give you a couple seconds to finish that up. We're not yet in sync, so think about, tell you what, if your left hand is closed right now, I want you to think of your childhood best friend. If your right hand is closed right now, I want you to think of your current best friend. Think of that name, and then spell that as you switch. Okay? And we'll give you a second to finish that up. We're almost there. We're not quite yet in sync. So think about whether your left hand is a fist right now or your right hand is a fist. So you're thinking either the word left or right. and I want you to spell that now in your mind and switch one for each letter. All right, we'll give you a second to finish that up. And freeze. Hold on. This is crazy because I'm getting a sense that there is actually syncing going on. I'm sensing here in the room we have a left fist and the right hand open, and across everyone listening, I'm getting that sense as well. Would you guys pull your hands up? We have left hand fist, everyone, right hand open. Perfect synchronicity.
Except for
Oh, except for Darius. And I'm not surprised.
because Darius can't spell.
Doesn't much.
I forgot there was a 10.
That's okay.
He forgot an entire suit.
I promise you, I think you did it right.
I
You
no, no,
probably
no.
just did it wrong.
It's probably 99% that we were able to sync up, but I'm interested if the people that are listening, if they could reach out either to you guys on social media or me on social media, on Twitter or whatever. Mine's at Adam_Hince if they want to reach out. I'd be interested if they would reach out to us and let us know which of those, if it actually worked for them, because I think
Can
that
you
would be
spell your
exciting.
last name out? So
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
please.
HINCE, Adam_Hince. Thank you guys. Thanks
We're
so much for having
weirded
me.
out. Look at everyone's face.
they
Look at
believe
everyone.
don't-
Nobody
This
likes
stuff-
you.
I know. That's why I can't have any friends. This is why we
Stuff
can't have
always
nice
fucks me up.
Adam, thank you so much for coming on the show. Hey, do you 5 more minutes?
Oh, of course.
Everyone, we play Factor Fuck You In.
I'm ready.
There we go. The word telepathy comes from the Italian word telepat, which means to move without obstacle.
Fucked.
Fucked. Adam?
He's reading your
Fucked.
mind right now.
It is fucked. Stop reading my mind. Look the other way.
I had to.
Steve, while attempting to read Michael J. Fox's mind in Back to the Future, Christopher Lloyd guesses that Fox's character, Marty McFly, was at his front door asking for donations for the Coast Guard Youth Auxiliary, which was a nod at Fox's life vest.
True. Or fuck. Fact.
Wow.
Fact, Adam.
You are rattled.
That is absolutely fact. Darius.
This is his first day.
True. Hey, 15, 10, 30. God.
What is this, episode 29? 28, 29?
30.
Lauren
30?
Conrad.
And it's the first time anyone's ever said true.
In 1976, a woman named Rosemary Smith was given a task to find a missing Soviet bomber in the jungles of Africa. Because all the intel at that point had been unsuccessful, Smith was able to draw maps to lead them to the location of the aircraft.
Fact.
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 That is a fact. Everyone is killing it. I'm not very good at this.
Damn it, I was going to guess blue.
Pat, identical twins are born with the innate ability to feel when the other is in danger, pain, or even sexually aroused.
Should we call our friends Scott
Well,
and Jason?
You have identical twin brothers.
I
They
do.
are identical.
And I don't think I've ever seen one aroused without the other. But I'm going to go ahead and say fucked anyway.
Fuck, Adam.
Fucked.
That is fucked. Well done.
Oh, man, there's a lot of pressure building here.
Okay.
So this isn't
if
true
you're
or false.
listening,
This
sorry,
is not
Brian
true or
and Kevin.
false. This is fact or fucked.
Yeah, right. Steve, Elon Musk will one day be the CEO of a company called Neuralink, whose goal is to implant electrodes into the brain to one day be able to download thoughts.
Ooh, damn. I'm going to mess this up. I'm going to say fucked.
Fucked, Adam.
Fact.
That is a fact. Shit.
Wow.
That is a true story, and that's coming up pretty soon.
You should have said false.
Or C.
Blue.
Ted.
Last one, we'll let you go. Darius. Mark Zuckerberg's tech branch called F8 is working on technology to type and navigate computers using only the mind.
Fuck.
Fuck, Adam.
I'll go fuck this one.
That is a fact.
Shirt off.
Huge,
Imagine that.
huge thank you to Adam Hince for coming on the show, coming at the actual studio and hanging out with us and being so amazing. If you want to book Adam for your next party or event, check him out at his website, Adam Hince. That's AdamHince.com. Welcome for your next event. Obviously, he knows what he's doing. He's fantastic. Adam, please say goodbye to everyone who loves you.
He knows what he's doing and he knows what you're doing, too.
I do. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Pat, would you like to say goodbye?
I would, but Adam already read it out of my mind.
Steve,
Pass to Darius.
Darius.
Goodbye to the spades and Ted.
Good night, everybody.
And always remember.
Steve,
Yeah.
I know this is postscript, but
If you tell me my friend's name before, I'm gonna lose my shit.
you were thinking of a childhood friend before, right?
Yeah. I'll lose my fucking mind.
And when we were doing the hand switching thing, did you think of the childhood friend?
Yeah.
This is someone that you. This isn't someone you still keep in touch with, though.
Yeah, it is.
Does the name Jeff mean anything to you?
That's fucked up.
Sorry.
I thought whenever you had me rip that paper up earlier, I was like,
Steve,
this
who's
is
Jeff?
coming-
Who's Jeff?
It's actually one of my best friends still to this day. Like I've known him since preschool, and like whenever you had me rip that paper up out earlier, I was like, this is coming back later for absolutely sure.
Guys, if you don't book Adam for your next party, you are missing out.
That's
Thank you again,
Thanks, Sean.
Adam. And always remember,
To podcast responsibly. I read your mind.